Graniola. This is the Graniola channel, and I'd like to tell you a folk tale. Folk tales are simple stories that have been told and retold, passed down by word of mouth from generation to generation. They unify people. This one is called The Old Lion Gets New Shoes.
Often when you listen to a folk tale, you'll know where it comes from. At the end of this story, I'll tell you what part of the world it started in.
If you have an old grandfather, or live next door to an old grandmother, or are an elderly person yourself, you will know that as people age, they often have problems with their feet. And as you may have noticed, being in pain can change a person's personality. The same thing is true for animals. There was once a lion who, for many years, had been referred to as king by the other creatures. He was majestic and strong and very much respected, and when I say respected, I mean that all the others were afraid of him. When he was around 20 years old, which is quite ancient because even though lions can live as long as 30 years in captivity, they don't average more than 15 in the wild. His feet, all four paws, began to pain him greatly. A fox saw that because of his suffering, the lion had stopped prowling and was staying in one place, feeling sorry for himself. This change in the lion's habits gave the smaller animal the courage to approach him. "I see that your feet are giving you some trouble. I think that I can help you," said the fox. The lion was too busy whimpering to answer, but he did nod his head, and the fox ran off to a place where a cow had recently died and pulled off 4 strips of its hide. The lion didn't object when the clever fox explained that he would make 4 personalized shoes for the king. When he had finished that work, much of the pain that had been consuming the lion was gone. The damp, soft cowhide felt pleasant, and he followed instructions when the fox told him to relax in the sun and enjoy its healing warmth. This seemed fine to begin with, but before the day was over, the leather had shrunk to half its original size and was hard as a rock. The lion, who before his feet had been shod, had only been listlessly complaining, was now roaring with unbearable pain, while the fox was running across the countryside telling anyone who would listen that he had tamed the lion and considered himself to be the new king of the savannah. Most of the beasts who heard this were very happy, not so much because they trusted the fox, they didn't, but because they had been afraid of the lion. There was one little being who was not celebrating, and that was a speckled guinea fowl. She was a hen who could be described as being too kind or too good. Before I heard this tale, I thought it was silly to say anyone was too good. I mean, we need all the goodness we can get. But now I know that being too kind or too generous means doing things that help others, but in the end, hurt the being who is offering the support. In any event, while all of the other animals were happy to see him suffer, she took pity on the distressed feline and began running back and forth between him and a nearby stream, sucking up water and then spitting it onto the hard, shrunken shoes. I can't say why she was exhausting herself with this task. Maybe she thought the lion would be grateful and reward her. Or perhaps she just wanted to think of herself and to have others see her as generous and helpful. When the leather had finally softened and the shoes had at last fallen off, the lion reached over and with one heavy blow smashed the too kind guinea fowl. He did this purely and simply because it was his nature to do so. And as for the guinea fowl, she had simply been too good. This is a tale that is told in Algeria.